why did you want to become famous? You asked me earlier, did I know that I was going to play in the NFL? And I told you yes, because I wanted to play in the NFL because it was going to get my grandmother and my family into a situation they probably would have never enjoyed without it.
Come on.
That was my driving force. That was all I thought about, Mo. Given your family situation and what transpired, why did Mo want to be famous so bad?
I'm a little fat black girl, baby. And ask another fat black girl. We fight for that attention. Because you wasn't the one picked on the playground to play kickball.
Right.
You wasn't the one picked for the spelling bee. You wasn't the one picked for this. You wasn't the one picked for that. So I was like, one day, I'm sure you growing up, you had your challenges.
Yes.
You were a dark-skinned man.
Yeah.
There was a time you stuttered.
Yeah, I wasn't always popping, Mo, now that you brought it up.
Let's talk about it, Shay Shay.
It was the elder barges, you remember that?
Talk about it. Your hair wasn't curly. Your skin was black.
Yeah, man.
Okay?
Yeah, now that you brought it up, I wasn't always
what
popping.
that is. So now to be that. Now to be that.
Yeah.
Now you got to be careful. Because you remember the time when she told you, no, I don't want to go out on a date with old Black Shannon.
Yeah, you know. You're from Glenville.
Let me talk to her right now. Let me talk to your ass that wouldn't go out with Black Shannon. Now you wish you would have went out with Black Shannon that stuttered. Okay, you wish you would have went out with black stuttering Shannon Sharpe's ass. Now look at him. He got the Shay Shay show. I bet her ass a tough. I've been there. I've been there. So we understand it. You know, you understand that drive. You understand that thing in you that says, I won't let nobody stop me. Now, my drive wasn't that I wanted to get my family out of poverty because I've always grown up in a middle-class environment. So it wasn't that we were dirt poor. You know, we didn't have no whole lot, but I didn't look at it as we were in poverty.
Right.
For me, I just wanted the world to know me. And then once I had a son, right? I was very young when I had my first son. I didn't want him to have to go to a college because that was all that my parents could afford. I wanted him to be able to do whatever he wanted to do. And there was a sacrifice in that, right? Because when you're trying to go get it, you're missing this right here.
Oh, you miss a lot.
The nurturing, you miss all of that.
Yes.
So, you know, all of that had to be dealt with. So now with this group, with my second set of children, I'm a different mother than I was then. So my whole thing is, even right now, we want to make sure that when we leave here, our babies are good.
Right.
And their babies are good. And had Tyler Perry not told that lie, we would be on our way to that. And I know people saying, why she keep going back to that? I'm going to keep going back to that shit, Shannon Sharpe, till he takes accountability for it.
You said your first son.
Yes.
That you're trying to get it. But it robbed you of a lot of things of a mother-son relationship.
It did.
And so you made sure not to make the mistake this time around. What's your relationship like? Is he resentful of that?
We're still very much separated.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where you have to pray to the universe and say, let time do the healing. And that's it.
Right.
That's it. Let time do that healing. It may heal it in time and it may not.
Right.
And that's something that we as parents have to say, listen,
right.
I've done what I could do. I've taken accountability for it. Now it's up to you.
Right.
That's like when somebody's saying, Shannon, I want to apologize to you. Now it is up to you.
Whether or not to accept it.
Whether or not to, but once I give it to you, I've done my part. And don't apologize like no punk. I'm just sorry for everything. That get your ass out of it. No, break it down. Let's go bit by bit so that way we know you understand the offense that you've done.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying, because I've had to do that.
Right.
When I tell you I was so out of line and out of order when I first got with my husband, so out of order and out of line. And this has been my best friend since 10th grade, since we were 14 years old. He came to the other weddings. Okay?
What?
It was like my brother. This man, he was like my brother.
He been out hustling you for a minute, Mo.
You know, he wasn't. that's why it's so beautiful, because we were like, we had a place together. He would see my boyfriend, I see his girlfriend, then
You
he
didn't
might,
feel some type of way?
this was my brother. This was literally my brother. And then if it wasn't my boyfriend, it might be another little fella.
Yeah.
But, he was like my brother. We were
Right.
brother and sister.
Right.
So the way it happened,
Yes.
it was so pure.
Tell me, and that's what I want to know now. He came to the wedding. You saw him have girlfriends. I don't know if he was married or not before
Nope,
you.
never been married.
How? How did it? I got to know this. Because Hallmark need to do a story
Baby girl,
on this.
we got time. We got time. We good on time.
Absolutely.
I want you to say that again, and I don't want Hallmark, but okay, because this story is spicy, and I don't know if Hallmark can handle the spice of the story. So we've always been like brother and sister, right? He was the one I would call after a show when I was staying at a motel. And I'd be like, yo, they got me in this motel and niggas outside and everything. I'm scared. He'd be like, but one day you're going to be on the inside. This is the same guy that we was going to the, like our little farmer's market in Baltimore. And I had a comedy club called Monique's in Baltimore. And the girl had on a Monique's t-shirt. And he says, one day they know you only in Baltimore, but one day they're going to know you all around the world. That's the same guy that when we step off of a plane in London together, and the guy says, my wife knows I fancy you. And we went back to that moment coming out of that store in Baltimore, where one day they'll know you all over the world. So he always made life right for me. But it was my brother, right? And I remember one night when I thought Gerald Levert was my boyfriend. And let me be clear, I thought he was my boyfriend. I was never his girlfriend, right? But in my mind, we'll take it somewhere, right? So I'm in my feelings, because I like this little teddy bear, right? But the teddy bear didn't like...
It wasn't reciprocated.
Okay, all right, not the way I wanted it to be, right? So I call up my best friend. And I'm saying I'm mad. He said, all right. He said, listen, it's all good. When you come home, let's just hang out, right? And when I went home, I was doing the BET Awards. Right. And I had a big party at my house. Yeah. And the next day I was supposed to go to Essence for the Essence Festival. So that night at the house, my house, the outside is packed. Ain't nobody throw a Hollywood party, Shannon Sharpe, like Monique threw a Hollywood party. I had every race, every nationality, everything you thought could be at a party, and everybody was just
having a great time.
A great time, right? So he's at the party, and he's very reserved, very reserved cat. So I grabbed his hand and said, come on, let's go dancing. And we go out on the dance floor and have a great time. After that, I'm like, all right, I got to start packing to get ready to go to the Essence Festival. So we go upstairs and I take my shower. Well, it's nothing for him to see me naked because we were roommates, nothing. So he says, when you come back from Essence, I want to talk with you. So I said, okay. So he went to kiss me on my cheek, but the kiss was half lip. It was like here.
Yeah, okay. See, it's slick with it.
You see it?
Slick with it.
It was right there. It was right there, right? Now, I tried to turn the whole mouth, but it came right there. Right? Because I felt something different. I felt it. And I was like, and then after it happened, we both almost had a feeling of like, we did something wrong. Like this, that's my. So we didn't address it. Right. I came back from Essence Festival.
What you want to talk about?
I went to his place.
Okay.
He fixed dinner.
Oh, okay.
He fixed dinner and read this amazing poem that he wrote. That was almost 19 years ago.
Uh-oh.
We've never been apart since then.
Wow.
We've never been apart since then. And I am more in love with that man today than I was when we first got married, because I didn't really know what I was getting. I knew I was getting somebody I could trust, because I just needed somebody that I could just try. Like my brother stole from me. I just needed somebody that I could just trust, and I didn't want to keep on having randoms.
Right.
Because that gets old after a while.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yes,
you're
I
just
do.
trying to fill the void.
Right.
And men go through that as well as women. You
Yeah.
just get tired of.
Yeah.
So I knew I could trust him, but I didn't know he was the king that he was, Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that I would be raised. And there are women that have a problem with me saying that, and I will not back down from it. I did not know that that man would take me from a 15-year-old mentality. Even though I'm a star, I'm famous, I got a few dollars in my bank account, but still had that little girl mentality. You can't correct me. You can't say nothing to me. You can't check me. You can't do none of that. Still had that way. That man was able to shut all of that down and grow me up. So I got a great one. I won't even say a good one. I got a great
You
one.
got a great one.
Yeah.
You got a lover, a best friend,
Yes.
a manager, a husband,
Yes.
a confidant,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
a protector.
Yeah. You're saying it, and it seems like people have a hard time getting it, but that's exactly who Sidney Hicks is. He's all of those things.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because you know we like to do something before two something.